Hello everybody, thank you for watching Walt Plays Dark Souls. In this episode, we're going to be fighting on Artorias of the Abyss, our namesake. Last episode we'd gotten to him, and I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of a preview, show you the cutscene as well. Now it is a really difficult fight, and I think it is manageable. Normally I do it at a much higher level, because I treat all of this DLC as an extension of the main game, and typically do it after everything else is done. He's remarkably agile, so most of the time I'm just going to be trying to get in one hit at a time. We do still do a ton of damage with this, so that should be more than viable to go ahead and kill him, but you have to wait for some key moments of the fight in order to get a hit in. When he does his overhead jump attack, we're going to dodge forward. When he does a somersault slash, he'll do it up to 3 times in a row. And while he's doing that, you're going to evade to the left or the right. Also, when he does his forward thrust with the sword, that's a good time to dodge left or right and get a couple hits in as well. It sounds pretty easy, but it's tight timing, tough fight. But by doing that, we'll be able to get his Greatsword and actually buy his armor as well. Not much point of using a shield. You're going to want to be primarily evading him to the left or the right during this fight. So I'll probably be two-handing this, getting as much damage as I can. And I'll go ahead and top off my health as well. Having that grass crest shield on your back really does help though, it increases your stamina regen. Yeah, that somersault's super annoying. If he gets off the first one, the rest of them are probably going to hit you too. He has pretty good timing too for when you're healing. He is usually going to take advantage of that. Okay. As you can see, every hit that I do takes off quite a bit of his health. Fortunately, there just aren't that many good opportunities to hit him during this. Yeah, nothing. So that's a sample. It might take a couple tries to get this. So we'll do our walk of shame right back to him. You could see in that example what this fight is fundamentally. It is, like everything else, really just a lot of timing. And it is not easy. Although he only has 3 or 4 different moves, he seems to have better AI than a lot of the other bosses. He really takes advantage of what you're doing. Like these guys, their AI is pretty awful. They're easy to block. They're really easy to telegraph exactly what they're doing. But Artorias seems to wait for you to heal before he attacks. So even knowing what his attack patterns are like, I mean, he really does punish you, especially if you're trying to get more than one attack in at a time. It's really a test of patience. If you haven't heard his dialogue too, it's pretty interesting. It was actually cut from the game, but it's pretty readily available online. Pretty interesting stuff. Been dividing my time between this and the newest Dark Souls game, which is quite good. Really enjoying it. I'm trying to get my platinum trophy on that right now. And here we go. Ooh, ill-timed. Ill-timed. Actually, at least the first time, it tended to work out in my favor there, getting hit, because I had time to heal up afterwards, but yeah, that spin slash is not the worst. It's fairly annoying. This is really important to interrupt, but it's difficult to do so. Yeah, that went well. when he does get that off, he gets a pretty massive damage boost. Doing fairly well. Gotta be prepared to dodge this 3 times in a row if he does do that. Oof. Health is getting low. He's at half health too, so hopefully we can outdamage him for just long enough. Really just getting lucky more than anything. I'm hoping he does his charge up. Yeah, here we go. I don't know if I can get him twice. He's punishing me now, though. Yeah, if he gets you once, he will, more likely than not, get you all 3 times. It's gonna be a close fight. Tracking on that is also really good. I just need an opportunity to get in there. This might be it here. Ouch. I need an opening. I'm going to switch to humanity, because this is going to be really close. Really close. Oh man, I might be able to do it. And we beat him! Whew. Rough fight. Rough fight. It's all timing. Timing and having a pretty powerful weapon, mostly. So there's a bonfire right after this, and I'm glad there is. Nothing you want to do twice. Go ahead and take it right back to Firelink Shrine. We're in the Ulasal Township, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I should probably look into getting his Greatsword before anything. Yeah, so the first thing we're going to want to do is go talk to the giant blacksmith. Take the chamber, well, yeah, we'll take the Dark Moon tune up. And I think what we're going to do is downgrade our Lightning Zweihander to a Zweihander plus 10, and then just upgrade that into the Abyss Greatsword. And who doesn't love Van Rolando? So his armor is about 20,000 souls per piece, and there's 4 pieces. And I don't think we have enough to get that entire set. We may. I don't know how much these are worth. No, we won't have enough. You get these from, you get the armor from Dohmnall of Zena, and he is under the bridge of Firelink Shrine. I may just have enough. But I don't know how much it's going to cost to make the Abyss Greatsword. If not, I'll just farm, a couple enemies, and that should be enough. Yeah, we might be a little bit short. Barring something absolutely horrendous happening and me losing everything. Now that we have everything unlocked here. Pretty easy to get back to the giant blacksmith. He's the one that ascends all the boss weapons for you. These enemies are just not a problem. Strange coming back to fighting things like this, you know, after fighting Artorias and the Sanctuary Guardian. I mean, what a difference. The enemies here give some pretty decent, I may put on my Covetous Ring. I don't know if I have it. No, I don't. Let's talk to our giant friend. So we're going to modify, actually we can use our man-serpent sword plus 10. Let's see. There's the Abyss Greatsword, and that costs 5,000 souls. So, fair enough. We have his sword. Not going to use that quite yet. I'm going to kill a couple enemies here. Get a couple thousand souls, and then we'll go ahead and buy the gear as well. So these guys are about 500. I don't know how much the giants give you, but that's got to be fairly sizable as well. So likely the next thing that I will do after this video is we're actually going to go find Sif, who is Artorias' wolf companion. We're going to do that back in the Darkroot Basin. It's required to go into the rest of New Londo, the place with the ghosts that we got the Firekeeper shard towards the very beginning. Oh yeah, the giants are worth quite a bit more. Pretty easy too, pretty slow. So I did things in a strange order in this video, and you know, essentially once you get the Lord Vessel from Manor Londo, the game opens up a little bit. But I did optimize this in such a fashion that I could run around to pick up Artorias' stuff as soon as possible. I hope this hasn't been terribly confusing for any of you. If you do leave comments, I'm more than happy to help out. Not sure how much damage this Abyss sword is going to do. That's actually, at this point, it is weaker than what we're using. And it looks just like his sword, pretty cool. What's exceptionally cool about it too is it does give you his moveset. Get that somersault flip, it's pretty cool. To do that spinning slash that he was so fond of during the match, if you are using it in one hand. Pretty cool weapon. Definitely going to need to upgrade it quite a bit. I mean, it has a cool moveset, but our Lightning Zweihander is more powerful at this point. Now we'll head back to Firelink Shrine quick. And I'll show you guys where Dohmnall of Zena is hanging out. Crest shield off. Pretty eager to flatten some of these guys. That does take a little while to warm up, I suppose. I don't know how useful it'll ultimately be, but it looks amazing. Got a lot of forward momentum with that too, so good stuff all in all. Yeah, I love it. Go ahead and make the jump there. You remember getting the Ring of Sacrifice early on in the game here. This is where Dohmnall hangs out. He sells really expensive boss gear.
I suppose.
Also sells the Master Key. There's Artorias' stuff. Since I beat Smog, he also sells Smog set.
Thank you. That was a fun.
We're going to need to upgrade this too, and I think it's a Twinkling Titanite, so it's pretty difficult to use. It's actually lighter gear than what I'm using right now too. And now the Armor of the Sun, all that stuff has been upgraded 5 times. This is just base stuff. And it's actually pretty solid. And here we are. Finally living up to our namesake here. We have his Greatsword, we have his armor. In the next video we're going to be fighting Sif so we can get his shield as well. So we're in perfect shape, we've gotten a lot done. We're actually just about done, at least with the vanilla game. Take this up top just to do the spinning slash here once. Great. That's Artorias for you. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this has been useful for you all. I'm glad everybody's enjoying this thus far. We'll see you next time on Walt Plays Dark Souls.